I'm here with Chris and James from Finally Got Tom. Hiya!
Hello.
Congratulations on making it through to the semi-final.
Thank you very much.
Now the other two boys, they couldn't make it tonight,
No,
could
they couldn't. Tom's got food poisoning.
Oh no! Get well soon!
So, yeah, and Matty's doing other things, but yeah.
So first of all, let's start with the name. Where have you got the name from?
The name, we were all in a swing band before we started Finally Got Tom, and we kind of, the four of us wanted to get together, and we kept saying to Tom, oh, you've got to come down, you know, you've got to start playing with us. And he kind of said, oh yeah, no worries, and then he'd never turn up. And then this one time out of the blue, he just arrived at Chris's door where we practice, and we were like, oh, we finally got Tom. And then we were like, oh, there's a name in that somewhere surely, and that kind of stuck from there.
I like that because it's got a bit of a story behind it. It's not just been picked out of the hat or anything.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, you were saying, so you've been together since about 2007. So you've moved from the swing band, and did you just fancy doing your own stuff, really?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. We kind of, like, during breaks at swing band, we'd kind of have a little bash together, wouldn't we? And then we were like, oh, we've got to make more of this, and so it kind of went from there.
Progressed on from there. And so, I mean, you've had a long time then, really, to sort of get your sound together and to sort of get that set. I mean, do you think that time has benefited you in so much as who you are now as a band?
Completely, I do. Yeah, I think when we first started, it was all a bit of a mishmash of a sound because we've all got our own influences. You know, Tom's very much into his metal, I think, and you know, Chris is very funky, and we all kind of came from different places, and it's just kind of grown over the years. And
so, tell us a little bit about Jack, the track.
Jack is a song about a lad that I once knew at school, who kind of went really wayward at school and then ended up leaving home from Leeds and moving down to London and couldn't fund himself and ended up living on the streets kind of thing, and taking lots of drugs and just going quite wayward, and I found it quite interesting, so I decided to write a song about it.
So yeah, we've got a good story behind it, basically. I mean, is that where you sort of find a lot of your influences? Is things that have happened to you when you're writing lyrics?
I suppose it's, well, I generally write the lyrics, it's just me and my troubled mind, I suppose. Just sit down and think about things and then try and write them down. I find it tough, though. I think it's quite a difficult thing to do, to be quite original with your lyric writing.
Yeah. Well, you're doing something right because you're in the semi-final, so well done there. I mean, you're here now in the semi. How did you come about the source? I mean, what got you involved in the first place?
It was Chris.
Well, I mean, I'm on this website, and I saw your advertisement on the website, and I thought I'll read more into it, and then I looked on your website, and then I thought I'll apply for it and get us in there, and uploaded the tracks, and here we are now, basically, yeah.
I mean, do you find it, as an unsigned band, do you find that the exposure is difficult for you to get? Because I know, like, there's a lot of sites out there which have got thousands of bands on. Was it something that thought, oh, hang on a minute, we might get a...
Yeah, it was different, wasn't it? I think that's what kind of sparked it for us. It was a different thing, like, you know, with like the likes of MySpace nowadays, so many bands, like, it's so hard to kind of get any exposure, and with Be The Source, like, it was something a bit different. It was a new thing, and we were like, why not try it?
And it was local as well.
It was, it was local, it's northern kind of thing.
Northern thing, and it's brilliant to have it there on your doorstep, so why not take the chance and go for it?
Well, great. I'm glad that you have.
It's always.
If you win and you go through to the grand final, and you were lucky enough to win the grand final and £10,000,
It's a lot of money.
what would you spend it on?
I think we'd like to get a van, wouldn't we?
Yeah,
a Volkswagen van.
Like a van, VW camper, and tour the country in it and get some more gigs on the go.
Get some more equipment. We'd have to be a little bit sensible.
Yeah, a little bit sensible, then also be a bit mad.
A few beers along the way.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's have a look at your track now. This is Jack by Finally Got Tom.
in the studio, Toby and Laura Ann from Get Along Gang. Guys, how you doing? Good to see you. We know Joe's on his way, stuck in traffic. That horrible traffic on Deansgate.
It's tea time traffic for you.
It gets you. That's what happens when you do a drive time show, though, isn't it? But brilliant news. You guys have done something really good, haven't you? Do you want to tell us what's been going on? You've been approached by a record company.
Our first song in the Source competition went out, and a record company picked it up and got in touch, and they've offered us a deal, but we don't want to say too much about it until everything is finalised.
Yeah.
Don't blame you. How exciting is that?
We couldn't have done it without Source.
It's the feeling you hide when you close your eyes. We say goodbye when we start to cry. So we fly so high, and we try not to cry. Oh, keep breathing out.